TPM is being practiced in many companies in India and also in abroad. There are many professionals when we discuss with them on the seven primary type of abnormalities. Many people are not very clear. And in this particular video, we are going to talk about the seven primary types of abnormalities, which will help in identifying the abnormalities, and also you will be able to take preventive action, and then that will result in reduced breakdowns, improved machine utilization, and overall it will help in achieving the TPM goal. So this particular video talks about the seven primary types of abnormalities. Come, let's get started. But before we start, there is a quiz, or there is a question at the end of this video. The first person to give the right answer in the comments will get featured in our next video. So please ensure that you watch the video till the end to know the question. So come, let's get started. Hi there, this is Anand, your trusted lean manufacturing implementation partner. And in this video, we are going to learn about seven primary types of equipment abnormalities. So what is an abnormality? Abnormality, as the name suggests, there is something which is abnormal or it's not normal in that workplace, in that area, right? So for example, the machine comes with a specific set of specification, specific set of nuts and bolts, all this, the whole assembly is there. The machine comes in a fully integral, it's with integrity, right? But over a period of time, as we use the machine, right, as we take care of the machine, depending on that, the machine will slowly, gradually reduces, or the integrity of the machine may reduce. For example, there may be some missing nuts and bolts, the switches may break, the cover may break, right? There will be wear and tear, there will be some noise, vibration, etc. So we call it like the integrity is getting lost slowly, right? So these are all some abnormalities, but in this video we are going to classify them as seven major categories. The first one is called as the minor flaws. Minor flaws, the small and often overlooked areas. For example, loose nuts or a few nuts missing here and there. It may not be a big immediate issue, but gradually over a period of time it may create a bigger issue. Cover or a guard which is broken, a small button which is not working properly, right? Or because of some dirt accumulation, I'm not able to see the gauges readings properly. So strange noises, random noises while the machine is running, some minor vibrations. So all these things comes in minor flaws. So the minor flaws is the first stage of this abnormalities. The second one is called unfulfilled basic conditions. There is a basic condition which needs to be fulfilled for the machine to run properly. For example, proper air pressure, compressed air pressure. It is required for the machine to function properly. Required level of lubrication. So this is very much required. Dirt buildup should not be there, right? The dust and dirt buildup in the chains and transmission systems, it should not be there. So these are all the basic conditions which needs to be fulfilled for the machine to run in a proper manner, in a smooth manner. But many times that basic condition is not being met. For example, you cannot run a car engine without engine oil, right? It will cease. Similarly, your coolant systems, your power steering fluids. These are all fundamental things which are required to have a proper running of the machine. So this is the second stage, that is unfulfilled basic condition. Check those items in the second stage. The third one is inaccessible places, meaning there are hard to reach areas near the machinery or around the machinery, right, where it is very difficult for somebody to go and make some tire changes or to remove the dust collection systems or coolant oil cleaning, filter cleaning. It can be inspection related, it can be maintenance related. So there are many hard to access areas. That is called as inaccessible places, or the third step of abnormalities. Because of these inaccessible places, people don't go there very often, and because they don't go there very often, there is always a probability of a big issue there, a big leakage or big issue which is hidden there, right? People don't go there because it is very inaccessible. So that is a third point. And the fourth one is the sources of contamination. Contamination means elements like dirt, dust, then oil leakage, air leakage, right, that accumulates on the machine and it creates a issue, right, later. So these sources of contamination have to be fixed, right? Sometimes these contaminations will also get mixed with the product which we are manufacturing. For example, if it is a food processing company, you don't want the dust to go and fall on the product, right? If it is a paint, if it is an oil manufacturing industry. So any dust or dirt or your contamination parts should not go and affect the product quality. So that is also a big issue. So that is the fourth point, right? Sources of contamination. The fifth one is sources of quality defects. For example, the machine may have some issues like alignment issue, like some sensor related issue, and then worn out parts. So those will create quality issues while running the machine. So that is called as the source of quality defects, the fifth point in the 7 types of abnormality. Yep. So it can be incorrect setting, worn out parts, misaligned parts, improper tools, improper settings. So all those things comes under this particular category. The sixth one is unnecessary and non-urgent items surrounding the mission. For example, in many cases we see the missions will be surrounded by a lot of material. It can be excess material or some samples or your tools, jigs and fixtures, where the previous product is completed but still the tools and fixtures are still there, right? There may be some excess material produced by the previous section, so they dumped every material around this mission, so people are not able to work properly, right? We don't have the place to store the output of this particular machine. So this creates a lot of confusion in the workplace, right? The clutter around the workplace is called as this unnecessary and non-urgent items cluttering the place. So extra tools, unused equipments. Many companies we have seen the unused equipments will be there. That equipment is broken or it is not used nowadays. Maybe we have a new machine, but still the old machine is lying around. People say, okay, in case of a failure of this new machine, I may use the old machine, so I am just having it. But it is actually affecting the productivity. It takes a lot of space, right? So all these things will hamper the workplace, will workflow, and creates a lot of issues. So this is the sixth point. The seventh one is unsafe workplaces. When I say unsafe workplaces, these conditions may create some accident. For example, a slippery floor around the machine. For example, there is a coolant leakage or an oil leakage, and it creates slippery floors. It may lead to some accident, or wiring, improper wiring, or loose wiring with live wire, extending outside. Somebody may touch it, right? Or the guards of the machine is not being done properly. The fencing of the machine, moving parts. So all these things may create an unsafe workplace. So this is the seventh point in the abnormality. So when we look at these 7 types of primary abnormality, in many companies, even the companies which follow TPM standards, they may miss out something. So think about your company. What are the various abnormalities you can spot in your company, and list them or give them in the comments section. So I hope this particular video is useful for you. And if you like this video, please give a thumbs up and also share it with your team members, colleagues, and also people in the industrial engineering department or your TPM function, so that they will also learn about this and start practicing this particular insights. And as promised, there is a question. The first person to give the right answer in the comments will get featured in our next video. So the question for this particular video is, what do we call when a cycle time of a particular operation is higher than the takt time required, right? What do we call this particular operation as? There is a name for this process, right? So when the cycle time is higher than the takt time, what do we call this activity? That is the question for this video. You can give the answers in the comment. Also, you add your name, company name, and location, so that we will add it in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like to learn more about lean manufacturing, our supervisor development program, a free course, will be very, very helpful. It has 2 courses, 7-day programs. One is a lean champion course. It gives the basic idea of lean manufacturing. And then another one is manufacturing leadership program. It talks about the basics which are required for manufacturing industry. So both these courses are very useful for young engineers and mid-level executives also. And if you want to fast track your career, these courses are absolute must. More than 1,500 people have enrolled in our courses and find it to be very, very useful. And you can also do these courses. The link is in the description. Thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you in the next video. See you. Bye-bye.